What is going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Final Fantasy. We are about to educate Kupka's men on why you don't mistreat bearers.
Outlaw's in here! Bring me his head!
I would love for you to try.
How many are there?
That'll be a lot less here in a minute.
Titan sends his regards. Enough of this! Let him play with the kitten! They brought a pet.
It's a hell of a kid. That is a cool looking animal.
Those things are fast.
We'll have to be faster.
Alright.
Too slow.
Take a seat for me. It's gonna be a lot of getting used to trying to take care of all those different ability trees at once. It already messed me up trying to get the drag down.
To hell with this!
Cowards.
They'll tell Hugo.
Let them. There's been more than enough bloodshed for one day.
Murderer. All of our friends are dead because of you. Do you hear me? They used us as bait. Bait to lure you out of your stinking hole, all because you couldn't just let things be.
What are you even doing here? We never asked to be saved. Did you think we'd thank you? They'll never forgive us. We're all marked now.
For 5 years we fought to secure a better life for our kind. To see that we are treated as equals. Do you not want that?
What we want is to be left alone. Every time you show your faces, it is we who suffer.
It's all right. I'm sorry.
It's not their fault. They're rioting away.
Just leave us be. This is our home, and this is where we'll stay.
Like Sid said, it'll get a lot worse before it gets better.
Sid told us this wouldn't be easy. They'll come round.
If you say so.
It's not as simple as just telling them off, Jill.
We should go.
From their perspective, they had it bad, but now they have it worse, and that's on us. They haven't been freed yet. They've just had their conditions made worse. That's an uphill battle to make them understand. One that won't be made easier by yelling at them and telling them about themselves. The Hideaway. Amongst the unfading remnants of ambitions long forgotten, do Clive and his companions forge a path to a better tomorrow. This surely is not the same Hideaway. Wasn't much left of it when Kupka got done.
That night 5 years ago, we destroyed what for many was a symbol of hope. For a reason they'll never know. We cannot blame them for thinking us the cause of their misery. Though it's to give them a better tomorrow, they see only that we've made their lives harder today.
Correct.
Yet the boil must be lanced if it is to heal.
I can't help but wonder if we've made the right choice.
When Sid said that he wanted to create a world where we were free. Free to choose our own path. I honestly don't think it mattered to him if that choice was right or wrong. Only that it was our own.
I miss him.
A world where we can live and die as equals. That's what he wanted. What we want. And that's why I bear his name. It's why we've all chosen to bear his legacy. And I'm not going to let anything stand in our way.
Rides over, lovebirds. Home sweet home.
Torgal looking very majestic up there at the head of the ship. Clever place for a hideout. Home sweet home.
Otto was asking after you. Let's go and see him.
Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. Now, one thing I'll say about Sid is he's willing to die for what he believed in, and not only that, but he was willing to die to save our life. That's to be very respected. After all his talk about just wanting to pick how he went out, that's exactly what he got to do. And if you ask me, he had a very good death. I don't hope for much better in our line of work.
Last I saw, he was in the mess, as always.
Taking on his name to continue the work is a very nice touch.
finish with that log so we can call it a morning.
I imagine Jill is probably the only one that still calls us Clive.
I seen schoolboys swim harder.
Otto will want to know what happened in Costness. I expect he'll be in the mess.
Known for chowing down, is he?
Look, it's Sid.
Staying on this time?
Yeah, well, not everybody has a distaste for us. Seems some of these people are at least quite fond of us.
I am a tinker by trade, but I've always been fascinated with the art of healing.
If only there were a salve to mend a broken engine.
I don't know. Perhaps I should just have Blackthorn make me a new one.
Nice to see Karen got out. And the blacksmith made it out too. Attaboy.
Clive. Things here ain't too bad.
I suppose. I've got a decent hammer, a decent anvil, and an apprentice that knows his hammer from his cock. Oh, and the furnace is alright and all, thanks to old Sid's bellows. The gods only know how I'd keep the coals hot enough out here on the Mio without them. Not with bloody crystals, that's for sure.
Nah.
I reckon you won't find a forge like this anywhere else in the Twins, and I count myself lucky to work it. Thanks for keeping me on. You need anything, you give us a shout.
You've forgotten already? Because I haven't.
It was a right pain in the arse getting this place into shape, especially with the mess we were in. Not that it was anything new for those of us who put the old hideaway together.
Still.
That don't mean I intend on doing it again.
What's that for you, dear?
We have 11 bolt. 195, I'll take it.
No scratches, right?
Nothing in the armor section.
And
It's another pretty sword. Get yourself an apprentice now.
If you told me you could fire a forge without a crystal or a bearer before I came here, I'd have taken you for a madman. But no, here it is.
The secret's in the bellows, you know.
They're Master Sid's own design. The other Master Sid.
But that was Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3 for a second. One's quite similar. Alright, let's hit up Karen, see how she's doing. Off limits, that means you. Fine then. Be Karen's store, correct? It is.
And what can I do for you? Well, you won't hear me complaining.
Even roomier than the old one was. Got my own stores, my own little counter. And thanks to you. A lot of fighting, the good fight. Plenty of demand for me wares.
The only drawback...
The constant bloody racket. If it's not Doris and Otto barking their orders, it's Blackthorn and Bardolph banging away day and night.
Still...
If a pain in the ear holds the price I have to pay to be Sid the Outlaw's partner in crime, I'd say I've got myself a bargain. Has it really been 5 years since we left the old place? How time flies.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
We were all waiting to treat Sid to a hero's welcome when Kupka's lot turned up. Not that we knew it was them. They just poured in like a plague of rats, cutting down anyone and anything that stood in their way. Blood and bodies everywhere there was, and a voice crying out for Sid to save us in the midst of it all. I'll never forget those cries, try as I might.
You're our leader now, Clive.
Promise me you won't let anything like that happen again. Promise me that come what may, Sid will save us. Indeed.
Going purse weighing you down?
What does this do? Affluent nobles obsessed with finding the secret to eternal life have created an unprecedented demand for this quality herbal concoction, heretofore rarely used outside of battle. As such, its asking price is bloated to so great an extent that few soldiers can actually afford it. Instantly restores all HP. Go ahead and snag 2 of those.
You'll not find a better price than that.
What do we got on the cell front? Black blood.
You got out else?
No, that would about cover it. Now, do we have a need for you? You 185, you 165. These are way out leveled. I have a kind of a weird thing about not selling things that I potentially need.
I'm thankful you got that much.
I can't see myself using these, but again, I don't know if I will ever want them, so I'm just gonna keep those.
Finished, are you?
One thing I did notice right yonder is this is a vast improvement, and stick that on.
Does that one have blood on it?
Go talk to Otto. This episode's not gonna be too long. It's still the same day of recording. Actually, it's about to be 6 in the morning, so I'm gonna call it a day. Weekend or not, 6 a.m. is a little much.
All operations are suspended until further notice.
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sends his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army.
Literally
Should
one
be
eye.
back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
No, what is that cool little board behind Otto?
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
What is all this fun stuff? That looks like it'll be an interesting mechanic one day. The bunk. The atrium. Let's see what the map room's all about. Vivian, that's a new face.
I trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here? Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason, she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time
before others reply in kind.
The land they're trying to yonk doesn't look
The
like
Holy
it's
Empire,
facing much better against
the
the
Dalmakian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
That seems fun.
Even. Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
So, the kingdom of men are all just fighting over scraps at the table, huh?
And how may I assist you today?
Now I can assume that if they would stop using the mother crystals, then the blight would maybe be stemmed. But it seems like every time you use a bearer's abilities, it draws from the world too, so perhaps that wouldn't change anything.
One would think.
My role was abundantly clear by now. I offered you and yours the guiding light of knowledge, that of matters military and political, both past and present, that it might illuminate your way ahead. For it is only by understanding what has come before that one might steer one's way toward a brighter future. Your role, meanwhile, is to ensure that I remain furnished with as much information on the state of the realm as your people can muster, in order that I might continue to appraise the dispositions of the great nations and those who rule them. And of course, to pay attention during my lectures. It would not do to appoint the storied Ninetales as your tutor, only to disregard her expert advice.
I admit.
When I took up my professor's bonnet and began teaching at the University of Canva, I did not think for a moment that I would one day count Sid the Outlaw among my pupils. But nor did I imagine that my fellow educators would have designs on my life, and we both know how that ended. Has it been a year already? Such is the peril of an overly inquisitive mind, I suppose. One is wont to uncover that which others would go to great lengths to ensure remained hidden. Were it not for you and our mutual friend having come to my rescue, my curiosity would have likely proved fatal. But instead, I was not only saved, but granted a new lease of life, as personal tutor to a band of outlaws, no less.
A far more reputable fellowship
Than anything in the academic world, I assure you.
My beloved homeland.
The crossroads of Valastia, where one only has to stroll the streets to hear news from every far-flung corner of the realm. Its mother crystal yields more shards than any other, and its lands even now remain untouched by the blight. It is a blessed country indeed.
Or at least
it was, until Sam Breck elected to invade and establish a new holy capital upon Twinside's heretofore neutral shores. It pains me to see the land I loved so changed, and even more to know that I did not predict it. I knew that Emperor Sylvestra had designs on the Dominion, but to abandon Oriflamme, the seat of the Holy Empire since its inception, seemed too audacious a move even for him. Let's take a look at the state of the realm. The state of the realm. By speaking with Vivian in the Hideaway's map room, Clive can view the state of the realm and learn more about the current goings-on in Valastia, revisit any of the Ninetales' past lessons, or take a deeper look at the relationship of those individuals in Clive's orbit. The Grand Cast. Comprehensive grid of important persons and their respective relationship. An overview of current and past Valastian affairs.
I have the details here.
The Grand Cast. Here you can view a detailed visualization of characters' relationships in Final Fantasy XVI that updates as you progress through the main scenario. Use QE to cycle through pivotal milestones in Clive's adventure. Inner Voice. An all-new feature is now accessible by pressing space while viewing the Grand Cast in Vivian's map room. Inner Voice affords you a window into both Clive's heart and the hearts of those he has encountered on his journey. To opening the feature, select a character with space to hear their innermost thoughts on other members of the cast. Wait, hold on. So from She Smells Like Flowers. He plays with me and I like him. I will protect you. Part of the family. My best friend. My one and only brother. That's interesting. And you can click on these to get the lowdown on all of them.
Study it well, Clive.
The situation map. Here you can view a detailed overview of current and past events relevant to Clive's story that updates as you progress through the main scenario. Use QE to cycle pivotal milestones. Rosaria marches. With the Blight pressing at Rosaria's border forward in Eastmore Southern's Archduke Elwyn rallies. Okay, so this is the entire timeline of the game up to this lesson. Or up to this period, rather. Seized by Sambrek. As soon as word of Rosaria's leader and dominant reaches the Iron Kingdom, they invade, encountering little resistance on the road to Rosalith. Not to be outdone, Sambrek launches an invasion of its own, driving the Crusaders from the shores of Storm and incorporating the duchy into the Empire. Okay. We'll dip into those as we progress.
Is ever changing, Clive.
It sure would seem to be. Right. So, since we have a pretty big lull in the action here, this does seem like a good place to wrap up and get myself to sleep. So, thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, as always, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Final Fantasy. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.